of that point of order. I'll take James Cartlidge first. Point of order.
On a point of order, and thank you very much. There are now widespread reports in the media of Storm Shadow missiles being used in Russian territory for the first time. Now, to be clear, I entirely sympathise with the Secretary of State on his reluctance to provide an operational running commentary, but equally he will appreciate, once these matters are being reported in the media, there may be an expectation amongst colleagues that we will hear more in the House. And I ask if you've been given any representations about a possible statement on these matters by the Ministry of Defence.
Thank the honourable member for the giving us some advice, notice of the point of order, but he will be aware, I believe, that I have not been given any indication that the Secretary of State will be making such a statement, but the Secretary of State is obviously here and taking notes and listening, and if he wish to comment now or wish to comment later, he has the opportunity to do so. He wishes to comment now, go ahead.
Madam Deputy Speaker, we've seen over recent weeks significant change in the action and in the rhetoric on Ukraine. And Ukraine's action on the battlefield speaks for itself. We, as a nation and as a government, are doubling down on our support for Ukraine and determined to do more. I discussed this with Minister Umarov in a call yesterday, where he talked about the robust response that Ukraine is making to recent Russian escalations. That's the escalation in the attacks on Ukrainian cities and children, the escalation in attacks on their energy system, and the escalation with deploying 10,000 North Korean troops in combat positions on the front line. We discussed also our plans as the UK to support them throughout 2025. Madam Deputy Speaker, I remain committed to keeping Parliament as fully informed as possible, and the honourable gentleman in the House, I think, will understand the reasons why, at this point, I'm not able to go into any further operational details.
Hopefully that satisfies that point of order. Dawn Butler, point of order.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, Prime Minister's questions. The Shadow Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster said that the government gave a pay rise to trade unions. This is factually incorrect. The government gave pay rises to workers. And in fact, Madam Deputy Speaker, all workers, regardless of whether they're a member of a trade union or not, that is the power of a trade union. Madam Deputy Speaker, I know it's difficult to educate His Majesty's official opposition of the benefits of trade unions, but can you advise me on whether I can compel the Shadow Minister to come back and correct the record?
I understand that the honourable member has informed the Shadow Minister that she was due to make a point of order on this very issue, and I thank the honourable member for notifying us of the point of order. She will know that the contents of members' speeches are not a matter for the Chair. If they were, I'd keep them much shorter. I'm sure that if the Shadow Minister has inadvertently said anything that is inaccurate, he will no doubt find a way to correct the record. Hopefully that's the end of all the points of order. I will let the front benches shuffle over.